What is up, everybody? Welcome to Black Steez. Now, today I'm going to be talking about liver. Yes, that's right, liver. And first of all, I want to say shout out to Frank Tafano. Um, I'm going to be linking his liver is a superfood video in the description to this video. It's a really great video that talks about the nutrient content and how exactly liver is a superfood. Um, One of the things about liver that most people know right off the bat is it has a pretty distinct flavor. Not everyone likes liver, and it's something that if you're going to be eating liver, it kind of takes a little bit of getting used to. Um, but that does not mean that we should not try to eat liver and incorporate it into our diet. So this is a video I wanted to make especially for the carnivores out there and even people who eat different type of balanced omnivore type diets, obviously not vegans. But if you are a vegan, you should probably be considering making a switch back to animal products. And if you need evidence as to why you need to be consuming things like organ meat, like liver, then like I said, I'm going to link Frank Tafano's video in the description for you guys to check out and learn about liver. But this video is not going to be about uh, the nutritional content of liver. I'm not going to be making a case for the nutritional content of liver. Basically, what this video is I want to give you guys an idea and something that I've been working out in my mind how to incorporate liver into your diet in a more palatable way, in a way that will make it more tasty and can actually allow you to get that liver into your diet and get some of these essential nutrients that many people are lacking. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, liver is disgusting. And probably most of the people that I talk to about liver, they do not like liver. Um, it's something that if you are not used to eating, if you do not eat it very often, it takes some getting used to. So because of that, I had a little idea in my head and I brainstormed a bit. I made a few calls in order to come up with something that I think that you guys will be able to do on your own in order to get liver into your diet. So, what's something that's beef that everyone likes? With the exception of steak, I think that most people enjoy burgers. Um, Kids enjoy burgers. It's a very American food. There are not many people who will not enjoy a good burger right off the grill. Um, it's something that's very tasty, and we all enjoy burgers. So I thought to myself, the way that burgers are made and the meats and the cuts of meats that they use when you actually go ahead and buy burgers, sometimes it's not the highest quality meats. Um, Probably most of the time, it's not the highest quality meats, but in general, if you're looking at burgers, usually the cuts that they would use would be chuck, which comes from the shoulder of the cow, which usually has about a 15 to 20% fat percentage. Usually, people think that that's the best choice for making burgers because of the fat content and the flavor profile of that cut. But then there's also the round, which comes from the upper rear leg or the rump of the cow. That also has kind of the same similar fat content, 10 to 20% fat content. Very, very good in flavor, that cut. And then there's also sirloin, which some of the ground beef that you see, that'll be a lower percentage of fat. The 90% lean or the 85% lean, that's going to be uh, primarily the ground beef coming from the sirloin cut, which has a good flavor, but people who would make burgers from this ground meat, they would probably complain that it's a little bit dry because the fat content is a little bit lower. So basically, my idea for you guys and what I've been working out over the past couple days is to incorporate liver into your ground meat. Now, this may sound crazy, but I believe that this is a way that you can actually eat liver, and eat it in a way that's more palatable and it's more user friendly. So, a lot of people may not know how to cook liver in a way that's delicious. Um, and a lot of people are not like Frank Tofano, who is going to just munch down on some raw liver. So we need ways to actually make it palatable for us to enjoy it. Um, Putting liver into your burgers can be a way to do this. Now, it took me some research. I called around to different local butchers, and most of them did not want to do this for me. They did not want to put liver into a custom ground meat for me. So this could be a problem that you could run into with trying to do this. But I was able to find one butcher who actually entertained the idea, and he said that he would do it for me. So if this is something that you want to try, you would probably have to make some calls around, and figure out a butcher that would actually do this or make this ground meat for you. That being said, if you cannot find a butcher, you can actually do it yourself. Um, Making ground meat requires a special tool or special equipment that I understand that probably most people don't have, but there is a way to make your own ground meat without any type of special equipment using just a food processor. So what you're going to want to do is um, head on down to your supermarket. Um, I would suggest picking up some chuck, a few pounds of chuck. I would not suggest using sirloin because liver itself is only about 3 to 5% fat. So it's not very much fat inside liver itself. So you're going to want to use a cut that has some more fat in it, especially if you're going to be using this ground meat for burgers. But you can also, once you have this ground meat on hand, you can use it for things like spaghetti, any types of recipes that call for ground meat. Now, so what you want to do is if you do not have access to a butcher who can do this for you, all you would need is a food processor, which you can pick up for, 30, $40, depending on the quality of the food processor, maybe 50, 60 for a slightly higher quality food processor. And what you would do is you would take your cuts of meat, you would either chop them up as much as you can into like little cubes, and you would freeze it. Ideally, you would want to freeze them before you chop it up too small so they don't get all stuck together. But what you want to do is once you have your frozen cubes of beef of your chuck, your round, your sirloin, and your liver, depending on which meats you choose and which cuts you choose, you would take those cubes, put them in a food processor, and just spin them around. And once you have them spun around in your food processor, you will end up with ground beef. I would suggest using about 1 pound of liver per 4 to 5 pounds of your other cuts of meat, your chuck or your round, and that would give you the best mixture. And also add that liver into your ground meat. Now, this is something that I have yet to try. I have not actually went out to the butcher and taken him up on his offer to make this for me, mainly because I want to just go ahead and make it myself. So I'm going to use my food processor, and I'm going to get back to you guys and let you guys know exactly how it comes out. exactly how the taste is. You may have to work and play around with the recipe a little bit, but where I'm thinking is a good starting point is, like I said, about a pound of liver per 5 pounds of chuck. And you freeze them all up, you cube it up, you freeze it, and you have to spin it in the processor while it's frozen, or else it's not going to work very good for you. And then you will end up with your ground beef with liver in it. And like I said, you can use this ground beef for any recipes that call for ground beef or ground meat. Specifically, I'm thinking burgers. You pop those bad boys on the grill, and you're going to be on your way to consuming a superfood and getting those precious vitamins and minerals and nutrients that you guys need and that you may be lacking in, and you'll be able to take advantage of all that liver has to offer you guys. So get in the comment box, let me know what you think. um, Go ahead and try this out for yourself. I'm going to update you guys as soon as I get my recipe dialed in and I try it for myself and make some burgers with it. And I may even pass these burgers off to some of my friends and see if they even notice that they're eating liver. But that's all I wanted to say for today. And like I said, uh, I want to give another shout out to Frank Tofano, and make sure you guys go and check out his video because he gets into the details of exactly why liver is a superfood and all of the great benefits that liver has to offer you guys. So definitely check that out. I'm going to link it in the description to this video. But anyways, guys, if it's not about topics that I cover in this video or topics that I cover in previous videos, then just don't talk to me. Peace out, guys.